Okay, gracias. Gracias, Poet Laureate. We know why he was the Poet Laureate. He's a Poet Laureate. Okay, so we have just a couple of more wonderful poets. Not too long ago, I had the pleasure and honor of reading with this young man, Adrian. And he is, as many of us that came from Nicaragua, Peru, from all the diaspora, we wanted to demonstrate that those brothers and sisters, poetas that come from the other countries and come here and to share with us, bringing the continent together. From the old America, New America, whatever, all one America. I want you to welcome one of our beautiful young men working at Tabing, where we started the Mission Cultural Center like 30-something. Aquí está, the continuity. He's still there, keeping it going for us. Adrian, Arias.
Gracias, Roberto. Well, after all these stories with Roberto, Alejandro stories, Nina stories, Janice, I really would love to be here in the 70s, and well, this is my story. Bridge memories, or memories of building the Red Bridge. In 1968, I was 7 years old. At that time, that was the time of a socialist revolution in Peru. I was living with my abuela Ata, my sister Andrea, and my brother Alejandro in Lima. My parents were in San Francisco, California, living out the summer of love. Yeah, that's true. In January, in January 1997, they sent me a postcard with a beautiful red bridge and a lot of little cars crossing. I longed to be there. My parents finally came to Lima to take us to San Francisco, yeah, but an earthquake in northern Peru changed all our plans. My family living close to the epicenter was affected. Nobody died except for my illusion of crossing the Red Bridge and walking on the San Francisco streets at the times of Oye Como Va, lowriders and revolutionary poets. My father began working as a cultural worker as part of the socialist revolution in Peru, and I grew up surrounded by painters, poets, activists, pero el tiempo pasa and I am here. I bring some of my memories, experience and culture, some of the poetry and some of the roots. Those are area roots that help us to create a new home anywhere. Now, I will open a bottle of wine. What is the opener?
That's what every good poetry reading needs.
Well, my mother loved wine, and she taught me when I was very, very young. And she loved this Malbec wine from Argentina. My mother was from Argentina. And yeah, my mother was like a silent poet. And yeah, that sound is amazing. Bring me memory, but look at this sound. Look. Yeah, well, this reminds me of a poem I read in 1999 when I came here first time at this corner gallery, beautiful small corner gallery named Art Beat between Valencia and 21st around, and I was with Jack Hirschman. My mother and Jorge Argueta organized a poetry reading with me and Jack Hirschman. That was, what? Amazing. Yeah, and I remember this poem named Curiosidad. Ella pregunta, dime mi amor, ¿siempre vamos a ser pobres? Él toma un trago de su vino barato y responde, no, mi querida, un día vamos a morirnos. Yeah, I was the translation by Nina as curiosity. She says, tell me, darling, we will be poor all our life? He drinks a sip of his cheap wine and says, no, my dear, one day we will die. Yeah, some wine?
I'll take some wine. Very good.
¿Un vinito? Oh, tienes tu vasito, muy bien.
Medium with the rest of kind of naan at the top.
Yeah, I saw, oh, sure. Yeah, I saw that picture where, yeah, those guys, Alejandro, Roberto, Gilberto Osorio, Nina Serrano, they found the Mission Cultural Center for Latino Art 35 years ago. Please, bravo! Yeah, okay, I don't know why I put this slide here, but it's like something about loneliness. It's just, maybe it's because I came here and sometimes I feel alone in the first moment, around 1999 and 2000. What noise runs in silence the dimensions of a body that just noticed his loneliness? Yeah, well, my mother also organized a series of events and exhibits for me and my ex-compañera Susana at Laney College, La Peña, and Mission Cultural Center. The first time I went to the Mission Cultural Center, I fell in love with it. I thought, we need something like this in Lima. I was with my daughter, Anaís Azul, who was running here and there. I was when my father was hanging his paintings in the center Inti Raymi's gallery for his exhibit, Ancestor from the Andes. That everything clicked for me. The gallery name Inti Raymi in Quechua word that means Fiesta del Sol or Sun Party. I felt connect with the people, the streets, the barrio, and immediately went with the flow. Time flew again, and I saw myself working at the center, doing things as if I had lived here from childhood. If I had been here in 1977, I imagine me as one of the youth coming to the center and meeting the great muralists, activists, musicians, poets, Roberto, Alejandro, Patricia, Gilberto, John Santos, Yanis, Nina, yes, my dear friend Nina. Hasta que finalmente la conocí. In 2002, when the center was celebrating 25th anniversary, I recognized her because of the picture of the back of her book, Her Songs, from Editorial Pocho Che. Yeah, it's amazing. The Mission Cultural Center, all this guy have his own editorial. It's incredible to know that now Nina is the official English translator of my poetry. Así se nombró ella. It's fantastic. Yeah, and we have organized together events like Video Fest, Luna Negra, and a lot of events in the center. That time is like a very special time, fragile time, a moment like to change my life, because I was living for 39 years in Peru, and now I changed completely my life. But I don't like to be in silence, because el silencio es el esclavo del miedo. Cuando al miedo lo tratamos como a un rey. Silence is the slave of fear when we treat fear like a king. But the connection and this extension with my community artists was in 2003, when I invited 33 artists, painters, musicians, poets, and performance artists to participate in the first Illusion show. The entire second floor gallery space at the Mission Cultural Center was completely covered with white paper, including the floors and columns. All the artists dressed in white, carrying with suitcases, entered into the blank space to create art, poemas, danza, música, and food for 4 hours, inviting the emptiness with living creations, creating new routes for the future with great enthusiasm to continue on this planet. The audience was invited to attend dressed in black, and the visual effect was amazing. Dozens of people in black walking into this empty space container until the walls were completely covered with art and stories. I remember Francisco Alarcón explaining the Mayan calendar. Remember that? Viva Paredes building nests with cinnamon. Yolanda Lopez and her son Rio painting a big mural with an image of the old movie theater New Mission. René Yáñez cutting and pasting hundreds and hundreds of little pieces, making a collage. Jorge Molina playing tumbas and berimbau. Juan Fuentes and Jesus Barraza printing the floor and the walls with airplanes, Aztec symbols, and activist slogans. Nina writing poetry around all the columns. Fue el principio de la conexión. Yeah. The Mission Cultural Center was my red bridge, mi puente rojo. And I started crossing the bridge. Yeah, from that time to 2080, I made the Illusion Show with 44 or with 55 artists like Francisco Camplis, Rupa and the April Fishes, Lula Cruz, Meclita Ardero, Carlos Cartagena, Shelly, Sor, Ginny, Mona, Quique, Joshua, Guillermo Gómez Peña, James Luna, Susan Matthews, Chus Alonso, Mara Brown, Mónica Martínez, Grupo Malamaña, Mamacuat, Todd Brown, Tanya, Anais, yes, many more. I experienced this as a creation of a new ritual. Different vision came together to create a new form of activism, the artivism. Remember? Yeah. One sunny morning in the Indian summer 2002, with Todd Brown, Luis Vasquez, and other friends, we created the MAP, the Mission Arts Performance Project. While sitting around a table in the Red Poppy drinking yerba mate and thinking about, okay, we need to create a map. Yeah, a map of the artists in the barrio. And now MAP happens on the first Saturday every 2 months, and it's a cultural vortex in the Mission. And it's happening tomorrow. You know what is MAP? Yeah, okay, great. Mi comadre Mamacuato and me, we was traveling and talking and spreading the word about this big problem of Mujeres de Juárez. That was happening in 2003 and 2004. We make videos, installations, and traveling to different states. Mother, don't keep cleaning blood you don't find, mother. Don't keep carrying, don't keep crying over my dress, mother. Don't keep clenching your teeth, mother. Open your hands and take my dress to the street. Take it for a walk with that smile, mother, and tell the world I return. Yeah, Mujeres de Juárez was a very big issue, and still. In 2004, I proposed the Cultural Center to create a video festival. Nina helped me with that. Also, I work in SOMARTS with René Yáñez every year at the Day of the Dead, and I feel more connected with this red bridge, and I understand, oh, it's red because the blood. It's bridge because I'm crossing my culture to this new culture. I'm trying to recreate my roots. At the beginning it was like this aerial roots coming around, but now I feel more connected. And something who helped me a lot is working with my daughter. In 2004 and 5, with my 9-year-old daughter, Anaís Azul, we initiated a series of installations and performances named Colors as part of the MAP. That was one of the most impacting bridges in my life. Yeah, because working together with your blood, that is something very different. It's a very special connection, and that you understand more your own community. Yeah. In 2006, I met Latanya. We formed a strong friendship making the altar para las abuelas at the Garfield Park and One Day of the Dead. Also with Nina, with my father, my cousin, and a lot of friends from the MAP and the Mission. That was incredible. That year was a beautiful year for Day of the Dead. After that, Tanya and me began creating video performances, and I think we mix part of this technology problem. I remember I created like a video, and Tanya was dancing over the video, and it's a poem over the dance and over the video. Why not? Yeah, we need to use technology. And I know Abacha. Sometimes it's very hard, and especially because that is an isolation of people. But with this, I have the old one, the little red sapito. You can make poetry with this also. Yes. Yeah. Why not? Well, like a couple of years ago, I started doing cellular poems and also texting poems. I remember in a concert at the Independent with Rupa and the April Fishes. Yes, I did something. And I invite you to saquen sus teléfonos, go out with your phones. We can make a text poem, singing with your best friend or your son or your father, something you really love, and we